When she stops texting, you panic. When she cancels plans, your heart sinks. When she pulls away, you feel like you're drowning. And the worst part? You've convinced yourself that it's over. But you're wrong. This isn't the end. It's your biggest opportunity. Stay with me and I'll show you exactly how to turn the tables. Don't skip a second of this, because if you do, you'll miss the one thing that could have changed everything. If you're ready to take back control of your life and relationships, comment below. I'm in control. You are told to be nice, to always communicate, to work things out. And when she pulls away, you think the solution is to text more, call more, explain yourself. But every time you do, she slips further away. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Modern dating is a battlefield, and most men are getting destroyed because they don't understand female psychology. But today, that changes. I'm about to show you why she pulls away, how to pass her hidden tests, and how to make her crave you again, without begging, chasing, or losing your self-respect. Stay with me to the end, because the solution you've been searching for is right here. Number 1. Why she's pulling away. You feel the sting, don't you? She used to text you goodnight, post you on her stories, and light up when you entered the room. Now it's like you don't exist. She's distant, cold, and those long conversations you once had, they've become a few short texts, and even those feel forced. You replay the last few weeks in your mind, trying to figure out what went wrong. You wonder if you said something, did something, or if she's found someone else. That knot in your stomach? It's the fear of rejection, the fear of being replaced. And I'm here to tell you, stop. Stop torturing yourself because you're looking at this the wrong way. She didn't pull away because of one wrong move or some guy sliding into her DMs. She pulled away because of how predictable you became. In the beginning, she didn't know where she stood with you. And that's exactly what kept her up at night, thinking about you, wondering if you were thinking about her. Women don't fantasize about men they understand. They fantasize about men they can't figure out. You were a puzzle, and that puzzle was exciting to her. But over time, you became too easy. You told her exactly how you felt. You dropped everything when she called, and you responded within seconds to her texts. What happened next? The same thing that always happens when something is too easily obtained. It lost its value. She stopped trying to impress you because she didn't need to. She knew she had you. Women don't consciously think, oh, he's predictable, so I'm leaving. Their attraction is emotional, and it fades in stages. At first, it's subtle. She might take a little longer to reply or cancel a plan and reschedule it for another day. But you didn't pick up on that, did you? You thought it was harmless. You thought, it's okay, she's just busy. But deep down, something had already shifted. She no longer felt that spark. And why? Because she knew exactly how you'd respond to everything. She knew that if she ignored you for a day, you'd be waiting there the next day, eager to pick up where you left off. This is the brutal truth about modern relationships. The moment a woman knows she has you, she starts wondering if she could do better. And I know that sounds harsh, but women don't want what's easy. They want what's earned. When she pulled away, she wasn't just testing your patience, she was testing your self-respect. She wanted to see if you valued yourself enough to pull back, or if you'd chase her like every other guy. The problem is that most men don't know how to handle this test. They get anxious, overthink every little interaction, and fall into a spiral of desperate behavior. Desperation kills attraction. When she senses you need her more than she needs you, you've already lost. Women can smell neediness, like sharks smell blood in the water. They sense when a man's entire emotional stability depends on their response. And when they sense that, they run. Not because they're cruel or heartless, but because they're wired to be attracted to strength. Weak men don't trigger their emotional investment. Strong men do. If you text her asking if everything's okay, you've already failed the test. If you double text her because she didn't reply, you've handed her all the power. Women aren't attracted to men who beg. They're attracted to men who can walk away. You think the solution is to explain yourself, to show her how much you care. You think that if you remind her of the good times, she'll suddenly see your worth again. But you couldn't be more wrong. Words don't reignite attraction, emotions do. And right now, the only emotion she's associating with you is predictability. Predictable men don't make her heart race. Predictable men don't make her wonder if she's good enough. And that's exactly what you need her to feel. Remember when she used to dress up just to see you? Remember how she'd get jealous if she thought another woman was interested in you? That wasn't by accident. She felt the need to impress you because she wasn't 100% sure she had you. The moment she felt secure, she stopped putting in the effort. And whose fault is that? It's yours. You handed her that security on a silver platter without making her work for it. You thought you were doing the right thing by being available, by being supportive, by always being there. But in her mind, you became the guy she knew she could have. And that's not the guy she fantasizes about. If she's pulled away, it's because she doesn't feel the same tension she once did. Tension isn't built by telling her how much you care. It's built by pulling back, creating distance, and making her wonder what's going on in your mind. Attraction grows in the space where mystery lives. Women don't fantasize about the man who's always available. They fantasize about the man who leaves them wondering when he'll show up next. Now, you might be thinking, so what am I supposed to do? Ignore her? Yes. For now, yes. Because ignoring her isn't about being petty or playing games, it's about showing her that you're a man who won't tolerate half-hearted effort. It's about regaining your self-respect and making her feel the consequences of pulling away. She needs to feel what it's like to miss you, to wonder why you're not chasing her, to question whether or not she made a mistake. And trust me, she will wonder. Women always wonder about the man who walks away without looking back. When she notices your silence, she'll start thinking about you again. At first, she'll assume you're just playing hard to get. But as the days go by and you maintain your distance, her mind will run through every possibility. Did he meet someone else? Is he over me? Why hasn't he checked in? That's when she'll realize she's lost the control she thought she had. And that's when the power dynamic shifts in your favor. But here's the key. You can't fake this. You can't pretend to be unbothered while secretly checking her social media or waiting by your phone. You need to be unbothered. You need to live your life as if her absence doesn't affect you, because the moment you start to care more about her than you do about yourself, you lose. Women want a man who's on his mission, who's building his life, and who doesn't need them to feel complete. They want to feel like they're a part of your world, not the center of it. And if she doesn't come back, good. That's her loss, not yours. Because a woman who can walk away without looking back is a woman who wasn't meant to stay. You don't want a woman who's only there when you chase her. You want a woman who chooses you because she sees your value without you having to prove it. If she can't see that, then she's done you a favor by leaving. Let her go. Move on. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself so that the next woman who enters your life knows exactly what she's getting. A high-value man who doesn't beg for attention, who doesn't chase validation, and who knows that he's the prize, not her. Number 2. The silent test you miss. When she pulls away and goes silent, your gut instinct tells you to fix it. You start thinking about what you can say or do to get her back on track. It's this overwhelming urge to take action, to make things right, that drives most men into making their biggest mistake. You think silence is bad. You think that if you don't fill that silence with texts, calls, or reassurances, she'll slip away forever. And that's exactly why you lose her. What you don't realize is that her silence isn't random, it's deliberate, even if she doesn't consciously understand it. Her subconscious is testing you to see if you're a man who can handle her emotional shifts, or if you're just another guy who crumbles under pressure. Women do this because they need to know if you're strong enough to lead, protect, and guide them through life's challenges. If you can't handle her silence, how are you supposed to handle the bigger obstacles she'll throw your way in the future? When she pulls back, she wants to see if you'll lose control. Will you double text her asking if she's okay? Will you apologize for things that don't even require an apology? Will you give away your dignity and beg for answers? Most men do. Most men fail this test the second they sense her emotional withdrawal. They panic, and that panic triggers a desperate reaction. They text her repeatedly, offering to fix things. They send paragraphs explaining how much they care. They even agree to things they don't truly want, just to keep her happy. But what they don't understand is that every single one of these actions confirms to her that they're not the man she thought they were. Think about this. When she met you, you were confident, composed, and focused on your life. You weren't texting her all day. You weren't constantly seeking her approval, and you weren't bending over backward to accommodate her. That's exactly why she was attracted to you in the first place. But once she saw that you were willing to drop everything for her, that attraction began to fade. She doesn't consciously think, "Oh, he's too available." No, it's deeper than that. It's emotional. It's instinctive. Women are biologically wired to be drawn to strength, and when you act like you need her more than she needs you, you signal weakness. Here's the brutal truth. Her silence is a trap, and most men walk right into it. They don't realize that by reacting emotionally, they're handing her all the power. Women want a man who can hold his ground. They want a man who, when faced with silence, doesn't flinch. The moment you show her that you're unaffected by her distance, you pass the test. But passing isn't about pretending you don't care. It's about genuinely understanding that you don't need her to feel validated. It's about living your life with such purpose and conviction that her presence or absence doesn't define your worth. When she cancels plans or stops responding, don't text her asking why. Don't try to fix something that isn't broken. The silence isn't a problem, it's an opportunity. Women are emotional creatures, and they thrive on the push and pull of attraction. If you're constantly pushing forward, constantly trying to fix things, you're suffocating that emotional tension. But when you pull back and let her feel the space between you, that tension builds. She starts to wonder what you're doing, why you're not chasing her, and whether you've moved on. That's when her curiosity turns into desire. Think about the last time you were ghosted or ignored. It hurt, didn't it? You checked your phone every few minutes, hoping for a response. You replayed every conversation, trying to figure out where you went wrong. Now, imagine flipping that script. Imagine being the one who walks away without a word, leaving her to wonder what happened. Women hate uncertainty. They hate the idea that you might be slipping away, especially when they thought they had you under their control. That uncertainty is what brings them back. But you have to be strong enough to create it. You have to be willing to endure the silence without breaking. Controlled silence is one of the most powerful tools you have as a man. It shows her that you're not emotionally dependent on her. It forces her to confront the possibility that she might lose you. And when she feels that fear of loss, her attraction reignites. But the key to making this work is authenticity. You can't fake it. If you're secretly checking her social media or waiting by your phone for her to text you, she'll sense it. Women have an uncanny ability to detect when a man is pretending to be strong versus when he truly is. To pass the silent test, you need to become the man who doesn't need to pretend. Focus on yourself, hit the gym, Dive into your hobbies, build your career, live your life as if her absence doesn't affect you, because it shouldn't. A woman should enhance your life, not be the center of it. When she sees that you're thriving without her, she'll come back. Not because you chased her, but because you showed her that you're a man of value, a man who doesn't need to beg for anyone's attention. And if she doesn't come back, good. You've just saved yourself from wasting time on someone who couldn't recognize your worth. The silent test isn't just about getting her back. It's about rediscovering your own strength and self-respect. It's about setting a standard for how you expect to be treated. And once you set that standard, the right women will naturally gravitate toward you. Number 3. Control distance. Women fall in love with what they can't fully have, and who's always there, always available, and always eager to please. He doesn't make her heart race. He doesn't make her stay up at night thinking about him. But the man who pulls back, who creates distance and leaves her wondering, that's the man she can't stop thinking about. Control distance is the art of making her chase you without ever saying a word. It's about understanding that attraction isn't built through constant communication. It's built through anticipation. When you're always available, you become predictable. And when you're predictable, you lose your value. Think about the thrill of opening a gift. The excitement comes from the anticipation, the mystery of what's inside. Once you open it, the mystery is gone, and the excitement fades. The same principle applies to relationships. Women crave the emotional high that comes from wondering what you're thinking, what you're doing, and whether you're thinking about them. But when you give her all the answers up front, you rob her of that high. Controlled distance means pulling back at the right moments. It means giving her space to miss you without making it obvious. Don't announce that you're pulling away. Don't post cryptic messages on social media hoping she'll notice. Just disappear. Go live your life. Hit the gym, spend time with your friends, and focus on your goals. Let her wonder why you're not texting her. Let her feel the emptiness that your absence creates. Women are emotional creatures, and that emptiness will trigger a response. But here's where most men get it wrong. They think pulling back is about playing games. It's not. It's about creating a balance of power. It's about showing her that you're not a man who can be controlled or manipulated. When she feels that she's losing control, her natural instinct will be to regain it. And that's when she'll start chasing you. Controlled distance isn't about being cold or indifferent. It's about being strategic. It's about understanding that sometimes less is more. When you stop texting her first, stop liking her posts, and stop rearranging your schedule for her, she'll start to feel your absence, and that absence will make her realize just how much she took your presence for granted. If you've been chasing her, it's time to stop. Let her chase you. Let her be the one who texts first, who asks to see you, and who wonders if you're still interested. Because the moment she starts chasing, the power dynamic shifts in your favor. You're no longer the man begging for her attention. You're the man she's fighting to keep. Women don't want a man who needs them. They want a man who chooses them. And controlled distance is how you show her that you're a man with options, a man who can walk away if she doesn't meet his standards. Number 4, when she comes back. It's a mistake most men don't see coming. She pulls away, you hold your ground, and then, like clockwork, her name suddenly pops up on your phone. Hey, how have you been? Those 5 words light up your world because you think you've won. But this is where most men fumble. They lose all the progress they made, all the power they gained, by responding the wrong way. The moment she comes back, your instincts tell you to jump at the opportunity, to give her your full attention, to make sure she doesn't leave again. But that's exactly why she'll leave. She's not coming back because she missed the you who chased her. She's coming back because your silence and distance, she underestimated you. Don't make the mistake of undoing that by acting like the man she just lost interest in. When she comes back, she's testing you again. Women don't just reach out because they're bored. They reach out because they're seeking validation that they still have power over you. That's what you need to understand. She isn't testing you to hurt you. She's testing you because women are wired to desire men they can't fully control. If she senses that she can text you, "Hey," and immediately have you running back to her, she'll be reassured of her power, and that will kill her attraction faster than anything you can imagine. Attraction doesn't grow when she feels secure. It grows when she feels challenged, when she feels like she needs to earn your attention again. This is where you need to stay calm. Don't respond within seconds. Don't give her the satisfaction of knowing that you've been waiting for her. Take your time. When you do respond, be neutral. Not cold, not overly friendly. Neutral. "Hey, good to hear from you. What's up?" Short. Indifferent. It should feel like she's the one working to keep the conversation going. Let her be the one asking questions. Let her be the one wondering if you're still interested. The power dynamic is in your hands now, and your job is to maintain it. Think about this. When you respond too eagerly, you're telling her that she still holds the same power over you that she did before she pulled away. But when you respond with calm indifference, you're showing her that her absence didn't break you. Women crave that kind of emotional strength. They want to feel like you're a man who doesn't collapse under pressure, a man who doesn't beg for their attention. That's what makes them chase. That's what reignites their desire. But here's the crucial part. Don't fall into old patterns. When she comes back, she's going to test your boundaries. She'll say things like, "I missed you," or "I was thinking about you," and your immediate reaction will be to melt. Don't. Stay composed. Don't reward her with your full attention just because she decided to come back. She needs to feel like she's earned her way back into your life. If you give her everything too easily, she'll take it for granted again, and the cycle will repeat. Make her work for it. If she asks to see you, don't drop everything to make it happen. Let her know that you're busy and that you'll check your schedule. Let her feel the weight of not being your number one priority. This isn't about being cruel. It's about setting the standard for how you expect to be treated. Women respect men who value their time and themselves. If she knows that she can come and go as she pleases without consequences, she'll keep doing it. But if she knows that her actions have an impact, that she needs to prove she's serious about staying, she'll think twice before pulling away again. When she comes back, keep the conversation light. Don't dive into emotional topics or try to clear the air. She already knows why she pulled away, and so do you. There's no need to rehash it. The best thing you can do is show her through your actions that you've moved on from that phase. Let her see that you're not holding grudges, but you're also not desperate for her approval. That balance between detachment and warmth is what keeps her hooked. And remember, if she starts playing games again, if she pulls away after coming back, it's time. You don't have time to waste on someone who doesn't respect your growth. The right woman will come back and stay because she sees your value, not because you convinced her of it. Number 5, when to walk away. This is the hardest part for most men to accept. You've invested time, energy, and emotions into this woman, and the idea of walking away feels like admitting defeat. But it's not. Walking away is the most powerful thing you can do, not just for her, but for yourself. When a woman pulls away and doesn't return, or when she comes back only to repeat the same cycle, you have to know when it's time to cut your losses. Staying in a situation where you're constantly chasing, constantly trying to prove your worth, is the real defeat. A high-value man knows when to walk away, and that's what sets him apart from the masses. Women respect men who have the strength to leave. They may not admit it, but they feel it. When you're willing to walk away, you're telling her that you value your peace of mind more than her presence. That's not weakness, that's power. Women want a man who doesn't fear losing them because that man is secure in who he is. He knows that if she leaves, it's her loss, not his. He knows that his value doesn't decrease just because she couldn't see it. Walking away isn't about punishing her or making her regret her actions. It's about protecting yourself. When you stay in a situation where you're constantly chasing validation, you're chipping away at your self-esteem. You're telling yourself that her approval is more important than your own, and that's dangerous. You can't build a fulfilling life on the foundation of someone else's validation. You have to be your own source of confidence, your own source of strength. When you walk away, you're reclaiming that power. Think about the long-term damage of staying with someone who doesn't appreciate you. You'll become resentful, bitter, and insecure. You'll start doubting your worth, not just in relationships, but in every aspect of your life. And once that doubt takes root, it's hard to shake. That's why walking away is essential. It's not just about ending a relationship, it's about preserving your mental and emotional health. It's about setting the standard for how you expect to be treated in the future. Walking away doesn't mean you'll never find love again. It means you're making room for the right kind of love. The kind that doesn't require you to compromise your self-respect. Women who are worth your time will see your value without needing you to prove it. They'll respect your boundaries, appreciate your strength, and choose to stay because they want to, not because you chase them into submission. And here's the thing. The moment you walk away is often the moment she realizes what she's lost. Stop chasing. When you stop texting, when you stop waiting for her, she'll feel it. She'll feel the void you've left behind, and that void will make her question everything. She'll wonder if she made the right choice, if she misjudged you, if she let go of a man who could have been the best thing in her life. And even if she doesn't come back, you've still won. Because walking away isn't about getting her to come back. It's about choosing yourself. When you walk away, you're telling the universe that you're ready for something better. And something better will come, but only if you're willing to let go of what's holding you back. Don't be the man who stays out of fear. Be the man who walks away with his head held high, knowing that his worth isn't tied to anyone's opinion. Be the man who chooses peace over chaos, self-respect over validation, and growth over stagnation. That's the man women truly desire. The moment you understand that silence, distance, and self-respect are your greatest weapons, everything changes. Women don't fall in love with men who chase. They fall in love with men who lead. So, lead your life. Let them come to you. And if they don't, you've still won, because you've chosen yourself over the chase. Comment "leveling up" if you're ready to apply this. And remember, subscribe to support this channel so we can spread this message to as many men as possible. The brotherhood is growing. Don't miss out.